I'm Kelly Mitchell, and this is Women on Wine TV. And this is interesting because this is the first time we've done this. So our intro for Breve TV, which is where we're transitioning from, is Women on Wine, Business, and Evolution. We are still on wine, business, and evolution, sharing rich conversations to enlighten and challenge and inspire the busiest people on earth. But we are in a transitory stage, and I'm so excited for myself and my partner in wine, Deborah Trapin. Welcome to the show, Deborah.
Thank you, Kelly. Woo! I love it. I love pivoting and reinventing. Excited.
Absolutely, especially when it means so much more fun in the space that we so adore, right?
Absolutely.
So we're going to be spending a lot more time in wine, wineries, and vineyards, but we're also still going to be bringing you the fabulous goodness of more women entrepreneur and more women in business topics. So that stays the same, little bit more focus on wine, and that's what it's all about. So Deborah, what's in your glass today, my friend?
So in my glass today, I have a Round Pond Estate Nebbiolo. It's at their 2009. We actually went to this winery together, you and
Yes,
I.
we did. Oh, what a gorgeous property.
It is like Italy in the middle of Napa. So I took a journey south towards you and decided to drink something from Napa. It is delicious. It is a little spicy. It's pretty bold. So we actually had a glass of it the other day with some really delicious Italian food. We had just a lamb. Oh my gosh, my mouth is kind of watering thinking about it. A red lamb sauce, and so it just cut right through. It was just nice and bold and delicious. So definitely not for the faint of heart, red wine drinkers.
Got it. And I might be like on the borderline of that sometimes, so I will keep that in mind. But I loved everything we tried at Round Pond, and I'm just happy to see it coming back into my life, even though it's through a screen. In my glass today is a 213 Starmont. This is at Starmont Winery on Twitter. These guys are also Napa Valley. This is a Sauvignon Blanc, and what I love about this is it dances on my tongue. I love wines that dance on your tongue. It feels just a little effervescent, and it kind of reminds me of like the perfect lively summertime drink that I would enjoy with like a tequila lime marinated shrimp on the Barbie and maybe a light salad. But it's really delicious, really, really delicious. So cheers to you. And our word for the episode today is tweet chat. Okay, so tweet chat.
Excellent. I want to show you my cute little glass my mom gave me. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. And look at the bottom of the glass. It's all sparkles.
Oh my goodness, of course. We're all about sparkles here. Absolutely. That's a gorgeous glass. Shout out to the mom. Woohoo! Okay, so we begin with a quote. Tweeting is like sending out cool telegrams to your friends once a week, and that's from Tom Hanks. Our episode today is episode 87, What is a Live Tweet Chat? Oh, there we go. And how to make them work for you. One of the most powerful ways to create community is by doing tweet chats using the Twitter platform and sharing your message. So often we hear, I don't know what to add to the conversation. How do I interject if I don't know anyone? And then finally, what the heck is a tweet chat? Why can't I see what people are typing? There are so many questions, and we have all the answers for you today. What you're going to learn is what a tweet chat is and how it can add value and expand your visibility, how you can use tweet chats to get recognition, build relationships, and create opportunity, and then also best practices for executing a proper tweet chat. So with that, Deborah, I would love to invite you to share with us your definition of a tweet chat, if you would.
Yes, the answer to the what the heck is a tweet chat, absolutely, because we get this question all the time. And so I went to Wiki, And so I'm going to read to you what it says. It says, a tweet chat is a live Twitter event, usually moderated and focused around a general topic. I know, I'll get there. To filter all the chatter on Twitter into a single conversation, a hashtag is used. And we're going to talk about that for sure. A set time is also established. So a hashtag and a time is established so that the moderator, the guests, hosts, anybody who's involved and wants to engage in the conversation knows when and how to get involved. So, voila.
Love that. Pardon me. So, okay. There were a lot of tweet chats in there. I took like 3 sips. I hope I'm caught up. I hope the rest of you are catching up as well. So with the tweet chat, you know, we do these every Wednesday, almost every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific for what's now Women on Wine TV, using the hashtag Women on Wine, right? And we've noticed kind of there's been some interesting patterns. Now let's talk first of all about maybe some of the top tweet chats that we've experienced. I know you have a couple, I have a couple. I actually have tools chat, so that's using the hashtag pound tools chat, and then the other one is pound influencer chat. We had mentioned earlier that you don't always have to have chat in your hashtag, but it's, you know, people get what it is immediately, and it's easier to, I think, engage with masses who may not know what the heck the hashtag's for. Deborah, what are some of your favorites?
You bet. So I want to even take a step farther back. When we're saying pound or hashtag, we actually mean the tic-tac-toe symbol. So not the word pound, not the word hashtag, and then another word. You'll actually see, for those of you who are watching, underneath our names, you'll see the hashtag pound women on wine. So just make sure that you do a little research on that so that you're not on Twitter typing the word pound out, because that would just be hilarious.
That would be
a couple of my favorites that I love to engage in are PR chat. So pound PR chat. The PR community has a good conversation. Also brand chat. Similar types of conversations on that one. And then I also want to point out the ones that are outside of the traditional question and answer chat, which those typically are. And that is, you know, once a year there's an official Cabernet Day. And we always engage in that. They don't use the word chat after Cabernet Day, but the world starts talking about what's in their glass as far as the Cabernet that they're drinking that day, which leads me to my other really favorite is pound what's in your glass, W-I-Y-G, what's in your glass.
Oh, I have to write that one down.
And that actually usually is happening on Wednesdays. So it's the perfect day for Women on Wine because we've got Wine Wednesday, which is also a great chat.
Absolutely.
What's in your wine glass, so W-I-Y-G, and then Women on Wine. So you have 3 really great conversations to jump into on Wednesdays alone. So there's ways that you can find out. Just search on Google for the word, tweet chat, tweet chat, and the topic that you want to talk about. My partner in wine isn't hearing tweet chat. That's number 3.
Oh, I'm awake.
That's awesome. So I think it's just get out there and do a little Googling. And again, just use your industry and the word tweet chat, and it will pop up a list of some of the most popular chats that are happening right now on the platform. Those are the ones that you can actually jump into now, which was one of the things that we wanted to talk to you about. And that is, you don't have to be invited. They're out there. So just jump in. Don't be afraid.
Absolutely. And add to the conversation. I mean, this is a way that you can expand your horizons, you can contribute to the conversation, and start to build relationships with people that you otherwise don't know. And a lot of times you'll find common interests with people who are in that tweet chat. They're there because they're curious about the topic, right? Or they want to contribute to the topic, or they want to add visibility to themselves as far as somebody who knows about the topic and is contributing to the conversation. I mean, these things are so powerful if they're used properly. So, so like we're talking about this in two contexts, and I think the first context, the most important context, is how you contribute to community by participating in a tweet chat, right?
Yes. So some of my favorite traditional type tweet chats are the kind that actually have where it starts with Q1, so question one, and the moderator will say, so it might be, what is a tweet chat is the first question, and then everybody who wants to participate starts off their tweet with an A1 and then answers that question. And so those are the super moderated type, right? Question and answer. And a lot of times, CXO chat is great for this, where they will actually have a Facebook event for their tweet chat that has the questions that will be asked. So when you are, no, there's so many tweet chats in this episode.
I'm like, so the CXO, what the heck is a CXO? Pound CXO.
So that's a consumer experience optimization.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So
you know what? There's also a directory of all the tweet chats, or some of the most popular tweet chats that you can find on Google, right?
Yeah, and again, it's really easy to search for that. So some of them, like I said, are really very organized and have their questions all set for you on a Facebook event or even a Google event. And then there's other types of tweet chats, similar to what we do with Women on Wine, which is we put together questions and answers that we're going to actually have a conversation about, and then we use that material to actually guide the conversation in the Twitter stream using our hashtag #PoundWomenOnWine. So our community not only gets to hear our conversation and kind of get a feel for our giggles and, you know, have a glass of wine with us, but we're also live in a chat. So if they've got a question or they say something profound, we're actually in that moment with them. And so those are two very distinct ways that, you know, they're super moderated, somewhat moderated like ours, and then there's just like the what's in your wine glass, right? So holy smokes, just jump in the stream and use the hashtag to get involved in the conversation. No one's moderating it. It's free willing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in those moderated ones, you really do have to kind of follow their form, and you may upset people if you kind of jump out, which is why I don't usually participate in the super moderated, because the fact that I showed up is huge to me because it's hard for me to remember all this stuff. The second thing is I'll never put the A1 in front of my tweet.
I'll tell you something. I think that the ones that are super moderated like that are perfect for when we're talking about increasing your visibility or amplifying who you are in a certain space. So in brand chat or PR chat where they use something that's a bit more moderated, those are experts in the industry who are coming into the stream to have a conversation. It's almost like a conference call happening on Twitter. And so people are actually, they want their information to be seen, and it really does help solidify and validate your expertise. So you can't, it's a breadcrumb out there in the stream that shows you participated in something in your industry, and, you know, of course, you have a chance to build a brilliant response. So I think...
Well, I'm trying to go kind of low-key. I'm kidding.
I didn't hear that. I can't wait.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I think the first thing is it's just like Twitter. When you're seeing things that attract you but you're not sure what to do, step back and listen a little bit, because the first thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to jump in and say something that isn't related to the topic, A, or B, sounds like you haven't paid any attention at all, and then that kind of shows that you don't care, or C, what would you put as C? I gave A and B.
Well, I think that sometimes it's just good to see the format. How are people engaging? Do they put the hashtag in the front or in the back? Is there a way that you are going to be able to get better exposure and better connection by listening? Absolutely. It's just, you know, for those A, B, and C. So I think that's a great point. And now, what do you use to listen yourself, Cal, when you're participating in a tweet chat?
You know, that's so funny because my next question was going to be, why can't I see what people are typing? That's part of what we're going to deliver on this is, you know, there's a couple of things that you can do. I mean, one is you can follow the hashtag by searching in whatever Twitter client you use. I use Sprout Social. You use Hootsuite. You can actually do it in the Twitter stream as well, or you can use a tweet chat platform or a chat platform made for Twitter. And there's a couple. I've used tweetchat.com, and right now I'm using Twubs. I don't know if they were having problems with TweetChat. I've heard that it's still a valid platform, but I had problems with it when I was using it a few weeks ago, and I jumped to Twubs, and Twubs is fine as well. But it really organizes and brings in all of the conversation into a single feed for you.
Yes.
And then you can see everything that's happening pretty close to real time.
Absolutely. And Twubs is really what I would suggest for the beginner, because it really filters the conversation down just to the hashtag you're trying to follow. For more advanced users like you or like me, using a larger dashboard is great because you can kind of see the general conversation that's happening there. And then you can also follow the handle of the moderator. You can see what you've been tagged in. So you might have a couple of different columns open for the newbies out there who don't actually use the hashtag properly. So start with Twubs, get your feet wet, really understand how to tweet with the experts, and then figure out a way to expand how you're listening to the conversation. But it's such a great place to start.
It absolutely is. And then one more thing I'd like to add is the fact that, we're talking a little bit about building relationships and adding to your expertise or your visibility as an expert. I think, it's contributing in a positive way and giving recognition to other people by retweeting their tweets that are relevant, that resonate with you, that make a difference, or that you learn something is a very powerful way to participate in the chat. Another way is to favorite those things that you've learned. And that does two things. Favoriting gives recognition because that person who did the tweet will see that you favorited their tweet, and oh, doesn't that make us feel good? Yeah. And then the other thing is if there's somebody you want to follow later, or you want to, look into or engage with later, you'll have them in your favorites list. It's also a great way of protecting things that you've learned in your brain. You can go back and look at things that you've favorited and recall those items of interest or the items of advice that you learned something from.
Absolutely, that's a great tip. I use If This Then That. So If, I think, is what it's called now in the App Store. You can actually create a recipe that any tweet that uses the hashtag that you want to follow. So whether it's Pound Women Online,
darling,
or Wine Chat or PR Chat or whatever it might be, and you're out of town, you might be on holiday or at a business conference, it'll pop it right, and I have it save it right into a folder inside my Evernote. So I can just go in, once I've had a chance to review them, I toss them to the side if I don't want to, if there might be one or two I want to keep, but most of the time I'm just pushing them to the side. And I do that because sometimes I don't know what the actual recipe on Twitter side is, but I find that something that happened 3 or 4 weeks ago I'm not necessarily going to be able to see when I do a hashtag search. So when you actually have something that you really want to pay attention to, using the If This Then That really does allow you, oh my gosh, I think this is the first time we've ever had a full glass of wine sipped.
I'm like done. Okay, any final words?
I think that just remember a tweet chat is really about sharing knowledge, getting to know people who share the same passions as you, and really having fun discussing a topic online. And jump in, enjoy it, and also from a podcaster or a videocaster's perspective, it really is a great way for you to get to know the experts who are having these conversations online or coming out of your car radio, because they're waiting to hear from you. It's a great way for you to say, hey, I really loved what you had to say, Kelly. I really think this would be a great person for you to interview, or I'd love it if you would ask this question next time they're on the show. So it's a great way for you to also engage with the moderators or the voices of the podcasts and videocasts that you really love. So don't forget that. Make sure that you figure out a way to work that into your strategy, especially when you're looking for that kind of amplifying who you are, your status, and getting better recognition.
Absolutely. Great closing. Thank you so much. And thanks for listening to Women on Wine TV. Our website will be coming soon. So in the meantime, you can still subscribe to us, and this will convert over. You can subscribe to brevetv.com so you won't miss the rich goodness of information for your wine and entrepreneurial lifestyle. I'm Kelly Mitchell for Deborah Trapin and Women on Wine TV, signing off. Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
Cheers.